Exactly.
It could have wealth when it was first attacked. But 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, what was the wealth attached to the? Now tell me, why were the Bamyan Buddhas destroyed in 2000?
No wealth there.
There was no wealth there.
Exactly.
So it is an ideology, and we will be doing disservice to our past and to the sacrifices of so many ordinary people if we do not pay adequate attention to the ideological forces at work.
Viewers, look at the pictures on screen. Focus in the middle. Today the Prime Minister was filmed singing the mellifluous Shri Ram Jai Ram bhajan in the precincts of the imposing Veerbhadra temple in Lipakshi, Andhra Pradesh. Lipakshi, viewers, holds a special place in the Ramayana. It is where the intrepid Jatayu fell after he was grievously wounded by Ravana, who was not going to let anything get in the way of his dastardly abduction of Ma Sita. Jatayu held on to life till Lord Ram found him so that he could tell the object of his devotion the direction in which Ravana had fled with Sita. That direction, of course, viewers, was south to Lanka. Lord Ram rewarded Jatayu by granting him moksha, liberation from the cycle, never-ending cycle of birth and death. At Lipakshi, the Venerable Blessed Prime Minister Modi, who is of course on an India-wide spiritual journey which is part of his Anushtan in the run-up to the January 22 Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla's idol. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister will also be witness to the devotion of Ram Bhaks at Guruvayur Temple in Kerala. In Ayodhya on January 22nd, as a Ram Bhakt, Modi will offer the South's Dakshina, pun intended, to Ram Lalla. For many, the devotion with which South venerates Lord Ram, the Maryada Purushottam of Sanatana Dharma, will come as a surprise. After all, viewers, aren't we all assailed constantly by unvarnished hate that spews forth against Sanatana Dharma in some pockets of the South, especially Tamil Nadu under the DMK? Can we forget that on September 2, Udayanidhi Stalin, the Minister for Youth Welfare and Sports Development of the state of Tamil Nadu and the son of the Chief Minister, compared Sanatana Dharma with, quote, dengue, malaria, fever and corona, unquote, to make the point that the former must not be merely opposed but must be eradicated like a disease. But the fact is that there is an intrinsic relationship between Ramayana on the one side and ancient Tamil Sangam literature. In other words, viewers, there is an intrinsic relationship between Ram and the history, the knowledge systems of Tamil Nadu. For instance, Akananudu, which is dated between the 1st century BCE and 2nd century CE, has a reference to the Ramayana in poem 70. The poem places the triumphant Rama at Dhanushkodi, sitting under a banyan tree, involved in some secret discussions when the birds are chirping away. There are, of course, other correlations, viewers, and I will always present to you with great fidelity the hard facts. So you understand, viewers, that whatever statements I make here are backed by research. Viewers, hard facts get you closer to the truth. And let me acquaint you with the correlation between Lord Ram, Sanatan Dharma, and of course, the overarching culture in the South. Now viewers, the new Rama idol that is going to be consecrated in a sense, going to be installed, was made by Mysuru-based artist Arun Yogiraj, a 5th generation sculptor. The Sengol was installed in Parliament as a symbol of Ram Rajya from Chola heritage, who are descendants of Lord Ram. PM has offered prayers at the Sri Kalaram temple in Panchavati area of Nashik, where Ram built a home during his exile. PM offers prayers at the Veerbhadra temple in Lipakshi in Andhra, where Lord Ram granted moksha to Jatayu. PM will offer prayers at the Tiprayar Sri Ramaswamy temple in Thrissur on Wednesday as part of his 11-day Anushtan. North to south, Bharat is offering spontaneous devotion as Dakshina to Lord Ram ahead of the January 22nd Pran Pratishtha. Fervor of this scale, viewers, cannot be commanded. And even if it is by some dint of miraculous application on the part of the Bharatiya Janata Party, it cannot be sustained. Yet some insist on branding Bharat's desire to pivot to its civilizational dharma, its history, as a PR event, a Modi event, an orchestration. Viewers, listen to Rahul Gandhi.
The RSS and the BJP have made the 22nd January function a completely political Narendra Modi function. It's become a RSS BJP function. And I think that is why the Congress president said that he would not go to the function. We are open to all religions, all practices. Even the authorities of the Hindu religion, the biggest authorities of the Hindu religion, have made their view public about what they think about the 22nd January function, that it is a political function.
Viewers, the Prime Minister, of course, is not getting drawn into this. He's not taking the bait, he's not biting the temptation of responding specifically to what is being said by the opposition. All he said today was that devotion for Lord Ram is in every direction, and it's quite clear, north to south, east to west, viewers. Ram Rajya is a symbol of good governance. He is not equating it to any larger Hindutva project. And he says that we must never forget that the people are the king in Ram Rajya, not the Prime Minister or anyone else. Now obviously he's not responding to Rahul Gandhi, but this is what he said. Listen in.
आजकल तो पूरा देश राममय है, राम जी की भक्ति में सराबोर है। प्रभु राम गवर्नेंस के, समाज जीवन में सुशासन के ऐसे प्रतीक हैं जो आपके संस्थान के लिए भी बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा बन सकते हैं। राम राज्य यानी एक ऐसा लोकतंत्र जहां हर नागरिक की आवाज सुनी जाती थी और उसे उचित सम्मान मिलता था।
Viewers, Rahul Gandhi is well within his rights to legitimize the Congress boycott of the Pran Pratishtha. And I certainly don't want to take a partisan position here, viewers, but the hard facts stare back at me, and it is my duty to acquaint you with the hard facts. And these hard facts, as always, point to contradictions in the Congress stand. The decision to construct the Somnath temple in Ayodhya, Somnath temple, viewers, in Gujarat, was taken via cabinet decision when Prime Minister Nehru was in office. You'll all remember this. The mosque atop the remains of the Somnath temple was brought down. It had to be brought down. The Somnath temple's Pran Pratishtha in 1951 was attended by the then President of India and senior Congress cabinet ministers. Was the effort at Somnath a Nehru Congress event? If viewers, the Pran Pratishtha at Ayodhya is a Prime Minister Modi event? Viewers, it baffles us that the Congress doesn't examine the hard facts before it takes a position. The Congress forgets that the construction of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya was facilitated by the Supreme Court, not by any government, unlike the Nehru government with regards to the Somnath temple. Even though the Prime Minister at that time, Mr. Nehru, was very against the construction of the Somnath temple, but his own cabinet staged almost a political coup, left him isolated, and to his credit, he had the sense to accede to their wishes, viewers. Nehru, of course, thought that the birth of, or the rebuilding, the construction of the Somnath temple was going to lead to Hindu revivalism, whatever that means. The Congress also forgets that in 1993, the P.V. Narasimha Rao government issued an ordinance to acquire the Ram Janam Bhoomi for the express purpose of constructing a Ram temple. Was this a Narasimha Rao Congress political intervention, viewers? These and other contradictions prompt many hard questions. And let's pose them. Let's pose them, viewers. Has the Prime Minister demonstrated Sanatana Maryada's pan-India acceptance? The Maryada Purushottam of Sanatan Dharma today, viewers, is being exalted across the nation. And therefore, has the Prime Minister demonstrated Sanatana Dharma's Maryada Purushottam's pan-India acceptance? Has Ram Bhakti destroyed Congress's North-South rift thesis? Remember what the Congress constantly says? That the South beats to a different drum. In fact, viewers, when its own partner, the DMK in Tamil Nadu, went after Hindu Sanatan Dharma, the Congress made very meek interventions, chose to ignore. By boycotting January 22nd, has Congress snubbed Bharat's Dakshina to Ram? Viewers, let's ask some of these fundamental questions tonight, and we have with us an informed panel, and I want us to first begin by congratulating Guru Prakash Paswan, who is the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, for writing a stirring editorial piece, an op-ed piece in the Indian Express. Viewers, anyone watching this program and listening to Mr. Paswan must read that piece, viewers. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary is also there with us. He has been a long-standing Congress leader and also comes with his own views, viewers, to this debate. Tehseen Poonawalla needs no introduction. He has been taking a more measured view of this entire Pran Pratishtha. And I must thank you, Tehseen Poonawalla, for putting Maryada of India's ideal Purushottam above politics. And therefore, I want to first begin tonight with Guru Prakash Paswan. Mr. Paswan, you've heard the criticism. But what viewers haven't heard is an intellectual response from the Bharatiya Janata Party to this criticism. Now, what are these two criticisms? The most important one is this program is only about Prime Minister Modi. It's not about Lord Ram, number one. Number two, most importantly, they say that the construction of the Ram temple is basically the beginning of the establishment of a second republic whose state religion is Hindutva. Respond to these two clear charges that are being made against the BJP.
Rahulji, thank you so much for reading that article, which directly came from our hearts, and it in a way represents the sentiments and emotions of the entire country today. But we must also understand that the allegations by the opposition, the allegations by the Congress party has no logic, has no sense, has no rationality. This temple has come up, you are very well aware of the fact, after 500 years of incessant struggle. This is not a temple This is not a worshipping of one man. This is worshipping of the sacrifices of the car sevaks, the balidan of the car sevaks. It is about our own civilizational journey. It is a moment of our cultural resurgence. I would like to go back to our former Prime Minister, Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, when he said that India is secular not because of the Bharatiya Janata Party. India is secular not because of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. India is secular because of more than 80% Hindus of this country. And when the Hindus of this country, they are celebrating this civilizational consciousness moment, what is the problem of the Congress party? This is beyond my comprehension. But structurally, historically and institutionally, if you look at the trajectory and the origin of the Congress party as an organization, Congress party as an institution is a Hindu hating organization, is a Muslim appeasing organization. So this behavior is nothing but betrays a very natural pattern of the Congress party. A Congress party as an organization we have seen in the past. We very well remember the Somnath temple rejuvenation as well. How the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, opposed when the first President of India, who comes from my very home state, Bihar, he went ahead and participated. Jawaharlal Nehru objected to it. We see a sense of that today as well. Madam Sonia Gandhi will have no problem to go to Shahi Imam Bukhari to say secular vote batne nahi chahiye. Madam Sonia Gandhi will have no problem to celebrate the canonization of Mother Teresa, but they will have a problem with the consecration of Shri Ram Janma Bhoomi Tirth Kshetra Nyas, which has come after 500 years of struggle. It is an insult, because let me make this very clear on your show tonight. More than 100 crore Hindus of this country, they are identifying themselves with this very historical, with this very remarkable event which is going to happen on the 22nd of January. It is not about the question of one individual. It is not about the question of one man. It is about the question of the faith. It is about the ideas of more than 100 crore Hindus of the country. But we have to understand that the Congress party, because of its feudalistic mindset, the Congress party historically we have seen. I was just going through a book where I saw that Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, and today the Congress party is taking a lot of credit कि हमने दरवाजे खोले थे. It was nothing but a reaction to Shahbano verdict. So we have to understand the Congress party is a elite, feudal, Muslim appeasing and a Hindu hating organization. There are no the second thoughts about it.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Kamru Chaudhary.
Yeah.
Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, you know, we all know, and of course, even Mahatma Gandhi said this, Ram is in all and for all. We all know this. So I'm not going to basically waste the viewers' time in trying to decode this statement, but what I am going to look at is the contradiction in the Congress position. So let me ask you, the Nehru cabinet approved the rejuvenation, the reconstruction of the Somnath temple. Was that a Nehru Congress event, sir? The president went there, large number of Congress cabinet ministers were there. You all know this in 1951, February. Or in May, rather. All went there, sir. So, if that was not a Congress event, then how is this a BJP event? I can't understand, even though in this case, the Supreme Court has facilitated the construction.
Absolutely
not the Modi
correct.
cabinet.
Absolutely correct, Rahul. You know, every Indian, you know, get goosebumps rather when you recall the name of Bhagwan Ram. That's our culture, that's the religion, that's our faith, or you call it properly an Asta. Everybody has got that. Now, what's happening over the last few months, you know, we are trying to recreate another Shankaracharya in our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the fifth Shankaracharya, if you want to call him. That is the projection. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, was very liberal in his thoughts when he said only the RSS and the BJP. But rather, I will say that RSS, BJP, and the media are projecting Narendra Modi as the next avatar of some kind in India. The way that he is projecting Ram Mandir construction as if he is gifting it to the nation. But Ram is an asta of 100 crores and lots of more people across the world. It doesn't matter. Even when the Shankaracharyas are criticizing the function, You know,
Debate
there is a
mein
section
or
of the
will be
media, there is a section of the social media trolls, along with BJP leaders and RSS leaders, who think that Shankaracharya is an anti-Hindu and anti-national. That is the state that we have been reduced to, Rahul. You must open your eyes and see.
Kamru Chaudhary, no, 1 minute, 1 minute,
Can I
one
have my
second.
time?
Let's, of course you can, but I just want to ask you, can you base this on some fact? You can attack Mr. Modi, it's fine. That's your prerogative. You can call him whatever you want to, the 5th Shankaracharya, the 6th, the 8th, the 12th, the incarnation of Lord Ram himself, or Lord Ram. It doesn't matter to the viewer. The viewer wants to hear a clear fact-based response. So I'm asking you once again, maybe you didn't hear my question because Tehseen Poonawala, I will draw him into this. I'm asking you, fine, this is a great BJP event. Okay. So what was the event in 1951 that was sanctioned by the Nehru cabinet, which was the reconstruction of Somnath, that had the imprint of the government of the day? What was that, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary? Was that not a Nehru cabinet event?
Can I reply now? Rahul, if you go through the history,
Am
the
I
stand
come-
taken by
One
Jawaharlal
sec.
Nehru, the stand taken by Jawaharlal Nehru during the Somnath temple's construction, the stand taken by Congress party for not attending the January 22nd political program are the same basically. The state has got no business in the religious affairs of any community.
Yet his
If there can be a better
his
example.
cabinet sanctioned,
Wait,
cabinet
even
sanctioned the
Narasimha-
construction of the Somnath temple. It was
Even
also the PV
Narasimha-
Narasimha Rao, no hang on, cabinet
let me come in.
that brought
Let
in
me
an
come in.
ordinance to
Let me
acquire
come in.
the land, Ram Janambhoomi land, to build a Ram
Now-
temple, and you're telling me that
now-
the Congress has always drawn a firm line between religion and the state.
Rahul, the Ram Mandir problem would not have come to this end if the BJP people in 1990s had accepted Narasimha Rao's proposal of acquiring the Ram Mandir. There was a way out then, but this same BJP people,
No,
they
but you are
opposed
saying,
the
no, hang on,
ordinance.
how
If you
could the
are not
BJP
wrong
have
with the
accepted
history.
that proposal? 1 second. You are telling us that the government, the state, must have nothing to do with religion. Yet you are saying that we wanted to buy the Ram Mandir, Babri Masjid, and build it through a cabinet order. Would that not have introduced the state into a religious, what you call today is a private affair?
Rahul, you very well know the Hindutva.
Sir,
present day
please,
Hindutva
you are not being
survives.
able to answer my very specific
no,
question.
Rahul.
I want to ask you, sir, when you
cannot
open
be-
the
you
locks,
cannot be specific
when you
in your
open the
questions.
locks
If
of the
you don't want
Babri
to listen
Masjid,
to the answers.
no, 1
If
second,
you don't
sir,
want to
please.
listen to the answers, it's fine.
Sir, now you're
Because
getting
you
angry.
need to have guts to listen to the answer, the cruel facts, the facts. Otherwise, BJP would not have sponsored 5,000 people from each of the 543 parliamentary constituencies to visit Ram Mandir from January to March. Whose money are they sponsoring it? If it was not so, then why are the Shankaracharyas so opposed to
Rahul, can I
Narendra
come
Modi
in?
inaugurating the Ram Mandir? Why so? Why is it that Akshay Yatra is
Mr.
carried out all
Chaudhary, do you
across
know
country?
that the
Why is it that
Shankaracharyas have
Lakshmi Yatra
rescinded
is
on
being
their
sponsored?
statement? That they've rescinded on their statement, and the one that continues to hang on to it is as of today, not even the Shankaracharya of the Uttarakhand Peeth, because his elevation, his election has been stalled by the Supreme Court itself, by the courts itself. And he is being opposed by someone who is actually in favor, or at least
What I'm telling you,
or respects the Prime Minister and is
the
pro him.
respective-
And this particular Shankaracharya that you are
respected
referring to,
Shankaracharyas are now anti-national, anti-Hindu.
but sir, they
according
have
to you,
taken a
because
political
simply they
position.
have
They
opposed
themselves have come in and taken a position. I'm giving you
elevation
the
to be
facts.
the pujari on Ram Mandir.
Okay. Now, viewers, look. A BJP-leaning Shankaracharya plays politics, but a Congress-leaning Shankaracharya is above politics. That's the logic here. A government that is following the edicts of the Supreme Court is managing this event. A government that actually sanctioned the construction of a temple was secular. Viewers, this is the logic. It is bizarre, but it is true. And I'll be accused, viewers, of being unfair. Tehseen Poonawala, I want to ask you, sir, and it's a simple question. The Congress is going to hold a parallel puja across the nation on January 22nd. Now, the Congress has said that the Pran Pratishtha itself is illegal because the temple is not complete. So why is it marking the Pran Pratishtha, January 22nd, with a parallel puja across the nation? It may as well just go to Ayodhya. That means it has conceded that it was lying to the nation when it was saying that the Pran Pratishtha was illegal.
Thank you for having me on the show, Rahul. I'll answer that question, but just to answer the first part of your question, where Kamru Chaudhary rightly said, and you rightly pointed out to him that Sri Rajiv Gandhi ji, the Martyr Prime Minister, opened the locks of the Ram Temple of the Babri Mosque and had the Shilanyas there. Even with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet, which sanctioned the reconstruction of the Somnath Temple, like you rightly pointed out, both the Somnath Temple and the 22nd function, the pious function on 22nd January, is a civilizational restructuring of Bharat, as you rightly said, Rahul. So my humble question, why you, to the BJP spokesperson, my dear friend Paswan ji, is, why isn't the President of India present? I know she's been invited. Why isn't she present there? At Somnath Temple, the President of India was present, Dr. Rajendra Prasad ji. Why isn't the President of India, who sits on top of our constitution, present? We all know the answer. हम तो जानते हैं जन्नत की हकीकत, लेकिन दिल को खुश रखने के लिए मोदी जी ये ख्याल अच्छा है. Let's not answer that question. Let me come to the second part of the question. Like you rightly said, Rahul, Mr. Paswan rightly said, this was a 500-year struggle. And the RSS is about a 90-100-year organization. BJP is lesser than that. Who fought this battle for 500 years? The Nirmohi Akhada. The Nirmohi Akhada. Why are they not there? Why are they not a part of it? The Supreme Court gave them a seat on the trust. They are not a part of it. You needed VHP to distribute invites. Nirmohi Akhada would have distributed. Why are they not a part of it? But again, हम तो जानते हैं जन्नत की हकीकत, लेकिन दिल को खुश रखने के लिए मोदी जी ये ख्याल अच्छा है. Let's come to the third question. I don't want to get into the rhetorics of Mrs. Gandhi went to Shahi Imam. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji actually went to his house. That's not the issue that we're debating. The fact is that when you ask Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, is Modi ji, sarcastically, we can consider him an avatar of Bhagwan Ram. Let me quote Champat Rai ji, source CNN News 18. Modi ji is an avatar of Lord Vishnu. Champat Rai ji. Why should Kamru Chaudhary or the Congress go when Champat Rai ji thinks that Modi ji is an avatar of Lord Vishnu? You, Rahul, as a practicing Hindu, don't find this offensive? Narayan Rani ji, forget the politics of Shankaracharya. I can see to that point of view. But Shankaracharyas are pious people. Narayan Rani ji, a minister in this current cabinet, who uses filth language in parliament, the temple of democracy, says, what have Shankaracharyas done for Hindu faith? Why should we give them respect? This is Narayan Rani. What does Giriraj Singh says? Good, the opposition is not coming. God knows what dangas they will do. Dangas? They remove posters where Prime Minister Modi is bigger than Lord Ram. After all of us objected that to withdraw the poster. Of course it is they who are politicizing it.
Yeah.
Why should somebody go to the politicization?
Okay.
The faith kan or shan mein hai Bhagwan Ram. Every second, every minute, everywhere is Bhagwan Ram. People will worship. Not worship how the BJP wants.
Okay. So viewers, again, the fine distinction that is being made by Rahul Gandhi that this is a BJP event has not been answered. We've actually raised 3 more questions that I will ask now Mr. Paswan to respond to. But mark what I'm saying. Rahul Gandhi's main grouse is that this is a BJP RSS event. No one has come out, viewers, and said that Somnath, by that standard, was not a Nehru Congress event. No one has been able to contradict that. So Rahul Gandhi's contradiction of his own view stands. Now let me also tell you, viewers, the second point that Tehseen raised about the Nirmohi Akhada. Now all 13 Mahants of the Nirmohi Akhada have been invited to this event.
Yes,
so I don't know.
But they are not. No, but they are not got the position inside the pious sanctorium. They haven't got it. I checked this with the Nirmohi Akhada.
How? I mean,
They haven't
who have
got
you
it.
checked it with?
With the Nirmohi Akhada, and they have WhatsApp this a number of times.
They might be.
Haven't.
Anyhow, I don't know what the seating arrangement is.
That's it.
But you said that they haven't been invited. They haven't been invited.
In the pious sanctorium.
You never said that. Now you're saying it. Now you're changing the goalpost.
They aren't there.
Anyhow, you said they weren't invited. They have been invited. They will be there now. Whether they sit on top of the flame, under the Garbhagriha, under the Murti, on top of the Murti, I don't know. I don't know even if that is. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even. By that example, Ravi Shankar Prasad should also be in the Garbhagriha because he fought.
500 years they fought.
No, I'm just saying.
The Nirmoya
I'm
Khana.
just saying,
Okay,
sir.
I'll give
I'm
you a
just
legal
saying.
point. No, let
It
me
doesn't
give you a
matter.
legal-
You
let me
can't
give you a
say
legal
that,
point.
oh, one people
No,
contributed for 10
no,
years
it
and other
matters.
contributed for
No,
500
it
years, so
matters.
their
It matters.
contribution
I'll
is
tell you
less.
why.
Now, let's
No,
not be.
I'll tell you why it matters.
Okay, let's not
I'll
be
actually tell you why it
superficial.
matters. Give me 5
Anyhow, then
seconds.
everyone should be there.
5
One
seconds.
second, one
5
second,
seconds.
one
I'll tell you
second.
why it matters. Just 5 seconds. For your viewers to understand, just 5 seconds.
Viewers,
The Honorable Supreme
the
Court.
Congress party also fought for the Ram Mandir. Please.
Yes.
They
Yes,
wanted
they
to
did.
acquire land. They were invited. Why doesn't Sonia Gandhi go and sit there inside the Garbhagriha? By this example, if she fought, she should be there. But she doesn't want to be
Where
there,
is-
viewers.
Where are they going
Now you have to
what
ask yourself
example
why.
can I
Anyhow,
give
Guru
you?
Prakash Paswan, I don't have much time.
One-
Please
one
rebut
small example.
3 questions. 1 second, sir. Let Guru Prakash Paswan. You could have asked these questions. You didn't. At least Tehseen has been pointed. Number 1, President is not there even though invited. Why? Nirmohi Akara, you heard the basic thing. And Champat Rai saying that the Prime Minister is Avatar. And therefore, Tehseen says that Rahul Gandhi is right that this is a BJP sponsored event.
No, my dear friend Tehseen, I would like to remind him academically through quoting a book. So this book by a very senior journalist, Nirja ji, page number 88, Tehseen, you must read. She has written a quote by Mr. D.P. Tripathi, senior leader, about Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi had thought that the Muslim Women's Bill would satisfy the Muslims and opening of the locks on the grill would make the Hindus happy. So opening the gates for Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was a political move. Mr. Rajiv Gandhi or the Congress party had nothing to do with the sentiments of the Hindu community. You should realize this. And this is not the Bharatiya Janata Party saying, this is the book saying, a senior journalist saying. You should read about it. As far as the question on president is concerned, Tehseen, you very well remember, it was your party for the first time in the history of our constitution. And Adivasi ki beti was about to reach the highest constitutional office in the country. Who objected to it? Who called her names? What did Mr. Udit Raj say? What did Mr. Your spokesperson said? So very well remember of the fact. Now your selectivity in this is something which absolutely baffles me. Tehseen, your curiosity about the consecration temple has been very well addressed by the tweet of Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Nyas. It's a very detailed and an organized tweet which answers all your question. Where is the Nirmohi Akhara people? Where are all those people who have made the supreme sacrifice? There will be a monument of it. So Tehseen, we don't need any lessons on inclusion or diversity from the Congress party. Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Nyas, for your kind information, has a member from Dalit community as well. Mr. Kameshwar Chaupal from Bihar is a permanent member of that trust. Shri Ram Janmabhoomi is a monument of inclusion. Shri Ram Janmabhoomi is a monument of civilization. Shri Ram Janmabhoomi is a celebration of Hindutva consciousness across the country. So it is completely beyond my comprehension. And the Congress
viewers,
party activism was definitely there.
Let me tell you.
2007, senior leader
Let
of the
me tell
Congress
you.
party, Kapil
In
Sibal,
the
goes to the
coronation of
Supreme
Narendra
Court.
Modi to
Okay,
be the Hindu Samrat.
viewers, see, there you go. It's a personal attack. It is not founded on facts. I can say anything I want to rhetorically. I can say this is the greatest mistake the Congress party will ever make. That Rahul Gandhi has zero understanding of the mood of India. I can say anything. Grandiose statements like Kamru Chaudhary is making tonight. And of course, viewers, there will be enough people who will believe me. But the point is, an argument, a good argument, can only be based on hard facts. And each one of those facts, viewers, points to only one fact. That this particular attempt to blot, this plot to blot the Pran Pratishtha is a well thought out strategy. It is perhaps, viewers, dictated by some electoral compulsions. It makes no sense for the Congress party, and I think Tehseen even conceded that, to hold a puja on the outskirts of Ayodhya and different parts of the country on that very day when the Pran Pratishtha is taking place, when the Congress itself says that the Pran Pratishtha is illegal. So why is it doing its pujas on that day? It should wait for Ram Navami or some other opportunity when the entire temple is constructed. Maybe then. Or the next Muhurat in 2026, viewers. Why do it now? That is because, viewers, it has realized that it has miscalculated and now wants to do damage control. I need to move on, viewers, because we are going to be speaking to someone who dedicated his life also in this project of reclaiming the legacy of Bharat's Maryada Purushottam. And we are talking about Mr. S. Gurumurthy, who is the editor of the Tughlaq. He is also, viewers, an ideologue and an author. And as I told you, viewers, has been intrinsically involved in this civilizational battle. Now, I am very honored to have you with us, Mr. Gurumurthy. You, of course, require no introductions. I want to ask you some basic questions tonight. And please pardon me if I sound very simplistic, but sometimes those are the easiest questions to supply complex answers to. So, Mr. Gurumurthy, how should ordinary Indians view the January 22nd Ram Lalla Pran Pratishtha in Ayodhya? Is it, viewers, as many have claimed today, and Mr. Gurumurthy, a political event? Or is it really about reclaiming India's civilizational history?
See, as someone who was very closely involved with the Ram Temple movement from 1980s, it is something which we imagined would be the civilizational revival of India. But the entire secular polity stood against it. It was a massive challenge. Looking back and looking at where we stand today, see, unless you have an overview of what happened in the last 4 decades, you will not be able to understand the significance of this great moment. So, I recall that the movement is being reduced to just a political movement. It has been there for 400 years. You must have heard recently the in 50 villages around Ayodhya, the Suryavanshis, they had given up wearing the turban.
Turban, yes.
Till the Ram Janmabhoomi is recovered and the temple was rebuilt. 400 years they did not wear the pagadi. They have started wearing now. You can understand how ordinary Indians reacted to the destruction of the Ram temple at that time, and from then onwards, continuously there have been efforts to recover it. This is historically recorded. There were military attempts, there were diplomatic attempts. In 1934, there was an armed rebellion in which many were killed. And in 1885, a British judge recorded, when a case was filed for its recovery, he went and saw, and he said it is so sad that Babur should have built a mosque on a site held nearby Hindus. But I cannot give any legal remedy. So far, time has moved. You know, all this is completely whitewashed. And as if a mosque has been demolished to build a temple, it was never a mosque. In 1885, the judge records that it is an unoccupied building. There was nobody. In 1934, there was nobody. And it has been in disuse. The government of India records show that it was a disputed structure. But suddenly, in mid 1992, the government of India declared it was a mosque. That is how the whole world, India, Muslims were told that a mosque is being targeted. You can understand the conspiracy. I mean, we were all witnessing what was happening at the time. We were all seeing how an anti-Hindu anti-national, anti-truth narrative was being built at that time. And we fought through the whole thing. And of course, history moves in a very strange way. It doesn't move as politicians want, as even historians want, as media wants, as intellectuals want. It moves in its own way. This is what Arnold Toynbee said. In 1957, he warned that don't keep provocative symbols of invaders because it's an eyesore. There is bound to be reaction. And he also showed the example of the Polish government demolishing the Russian Orthodox Cathedral in the center of Warsaw. And he went 2 days after it was destroyed. The Russian occupation resulted in the center of Warsaw being turned into the Russian Orthodox Cathedral. It is within Christianity. It is Russia versus Poland. Poland demolished the Russian Orthodox Cathedral and built the Roman Catholic Church. And this demolition was given running commentary over the Polish radio. This is what Arnold Toynbee says. This is how history reacts. And he said that the Ayodhya, Mathura, and Kashi, these three so-called religious structures, are not religious structures. They were symbols of domination over India. And he said, of course, you Indians are keeping it. And he paid a left-handed compliment for this. But the entire narrative built on false stories, vote bank politics, I mean, this resulted in huge consolidation of all nationalist forces. And maybe that is the will of the divine. There was no other way nationalist forces would have joined together.
Well,
and so I view the Ram Temple movement.
Okay, let me ask you, Mr. Gurumurthy, we are often assailed by anti-Sanatana hate from some quarters in the south, especially in Tamil Nadu, but the Prime Minister is carrying blessings from Lipakshi in Andhra Pradesh and a message of devotion tomorrow from Guruvayu to Ram, who is Sanatana's Maryada Purush. How does one decode this upsurge in devotion for Ram in the south, where you belong, where you hail from?
See, Dravidianism was political and it was promoted long before India attained freedom. It was to divide India. A racial theory was invented, and as it slowly turned against Hinduism via anti-Brahminism. I can tell you there is a community, the most powerful and most what I can say numerically strong community is the one-year community. And that records itself as the one community which protected during the Mahabharata the hidden arms of the Pandavas during their Ajnatavas. And it was hidden in a Vanni tree, and they safeguarded the Vanni tree, and that is why they are called Vanniers. This is what their Purana says. So, in Tamil Nadu, there is intrinsic relationship between Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the local literature. You know, the earliest Tamil literature speak of Ramayana, Rama, Sita, and they were all Sangam literature 2,200 years ago. Purananuru, Agananuru, the Silapadikaram, Manimehalai, these are all the oldest Tamil literature. Remove them, there is no Tamil. They speak of Rama. And you see Rameshwaram as the core center of Rama Bhakti. And Dravidianism is purely anti-national movement which targeted the Hindus, which targeted the North, and that doesn't represent the beliefs, feelings, emotions, and the way of life of the Tamil people. If you stay, see, I travel throughout the country. If there is any state which is most Hinduized in terms of belief, practices, traditions, value systems, family, role of women, and the respect that the youngsters have for elders,
Now,
is Tamil Nadu. So Dravidianism is a political uh, distortion in Tamil Nadu.
okay.
It has nothing to do with the Tamil people's beliefs and way of life.
So let's shift focus just a bit, because there are other manufactured arguments, but one of them is a very direct charge. What do you make of the claim, for example, that January 22nd event is a Modi event and therefore it is legitimate to boycott it, sir?
If you look at what happened in Somnath in 1951 and in 1947, the Somnath temple reconstruction started, and it was initiated by a cabinet resolution of the Free Indian government headed by Pandit Nehru. He may not have liked it, but the entire cabinet wanted the government of India to build the Somnath temple.
Yes.
There was a mosque in that place.
Yeah.
It had to be removed. It was removed. Why it was removed? Because Patel and Munshi met Mahatma Gandhi and said Somnath has to be built. Gandhi had written in 1925, if I remember right, in February in Young India, which Balbir Punch quoted in his latest brilliant book which he has written, that if a mosque was built on a Hindu land, the Hindus can demolish it. It was Mahatma Gandhi's words. And that was why the masjid was removed, temple was built, the government of India offered to fund it. Mahatma Gandhi said, don't fund from the government, it must be by the people. And after Patel passed also, the government carried on the job of building the Somnath temple. And it was Rajendra Prasad who declared the temple open. He participated in the Prana Pratishtha. Was it a Congress project? Was it a political project? Was it Rajendra Prasad project? The whole movement for Ram temple was carried on by people, and the people whose representative who carried on the struggle, and
Right.
those people's representative is the Prime Minister. That is the fortune. It is not Narendra Modi in his personal capacity. He represents the movement which led to the construction of the Ram temple, change in the polity. And this whole thing has been endorsed constitutionally by a unanimous judgment of the Supreme Court. And the law to acquire the land for the Ram temple was passed by the Congress party in 1993. And that was implemented by the Supreme Court. They said that land is already available. Now you hand it over to the Hindus after having found that there was a temple beneath the mosque which was demolished. And so it all happened by a convergence of historical forces, political forces, constitutional forces, and the Supreme Court judgment sealed it. And it is a project which is a convergence of the entire Indian civilizational, political, constitutional,
Okay.
and state forces. And the Prime Minister represents it in more than one way. As Prime Minister and as a person who represents the movement that brought the temple into existence against insurmountable odds.
Okay.
The whole world was told the Hindus have demolished a mosque, which is fake, it is false. And Hindus had to bear that bad name because of our own political divisions, the wrong narrative, false narrative, left narrative. The Hindus had borne so much pain and difficulties, and it is that movement finds its representative in power. That is moral and constitutional authority to be part of and lead the Pran Pratishtha of
Well,
the
we're
temple.
talking about the Prime Minister, Mr. Gurumurthy, and you can see live visuals coming in there from Kochi, where he's embarked on a road show. I told you, viewers, he's in the south. He's obviously carrying the South's Dakshina on January 22nd to Ram Lalla. So, Mr. Gurumurthy, as we keep one eye on these visuals, I just want to ask you this question. How do you respond to those who say that the construction is the inauguration of a second republic with Hindutva as the state religion? People are saying that all of this is being done to push Hindutva down the throats of unsuspecting Indians.
See, Hindutva was never a state religion in India at any point in time. Nowhere, no king ruled in the name of any particular faith.
Yeah.
And you may be surprised, the only king who did it in India before the
Ashoka.
Mughals came was Ashoka. He declared his personal religion, but he did not declare it as the religion of the people.
Yeah.
And you must see the rock edicts of Ashoka. He said, you must support the Brahmins. They represent the Vedas. And you must support all religions. A person who ruled in the name of one religion also in India supported all religions. But he was the only exception. In a sense, if any state in India could be regarded as theocratic, it was his. And Ramarajya is very important. Mahatma Gandhi says, I accept all religions today because of Rama. I accept all religions today. It is because of Ramarajya. He said Rama is Rama Vigrahavan Dharma. He represents Dharma. Mahatma Gandhi says Rama is truth. So truth and Dharma. You look at the Indian symbol. Satyameva Jayate, Satya. And you look at the Supreme Court motto, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitha. The Dharma and truth, Mahatma Gandhi says, is represented by Rama and Ramarajya. There is the question of theocracy. There is no theology in Hinduism. A theology regards itself as right, the other as wrong. In Hinduism, the 6 darshanas, they have a lot of conflicts among themselves. And so there is nothing called theology or theocracy, and the Hindu Rashtra is only the nation, and it can never be a Hindu state. There has never been a Hindu state. There can never be a Hindu state in future.
Well, Mr. Gurumurthy, I have to commend you tonight because you have come up with factual arguments. All arguments are fact-based, very persuasive arguments, viewers. And I sincerely hope that all of you will spread the word. Please retweet these clips, very important, or somehow spread them through the larger national ecosystem so that people understand and put in perspective what we are seeing. I'm doing a very short break, viewers. When we return, another big story, more turmoil, this time on the tarmac. Don't go away.
It's time.
Viewers, as part of his Anushthan, the Prime Minister is in Kochi. You can see him there. Those are pictures that are coming live from Kochi. Tomorrow, he is going to be leaving his place of residence, Willingdon Island, to go to a temple, the Krishna temple, the Guru Ayur temple in Kochi, to pay his homage to the Sanatana figures. He's also there going to be attending the wedding of an actor's kin. And after that, he is going to be visiting the Ram temple in Thrissur, viewers. And this is all part of his 11-day Anushthan before the Pran Pratishtha in January on the 22nd, which is a Monday, of course, viewers, which is now less than a week away. The Prime Minister there waving out to the crowd that has come to see him. And you can see it's a very, very fair number of people who have landed up there. So a large crowd there to see him. He's hoping to carry the country along as Lord Ram has done. Ram is in all and for all. That's his singular message. I leave it at that. Viewers, the right stand coming up.
Co-powered by